All right, so we start our movie poster marathon off with a spy thriller entitled Agent for Harm. Harm being an anagram, H-A-R-M. I wasn't paying enough attention to find out what harm stood for, and neither do I care. What can I say about this movie? Well, I knew before I even checked it on the Internet Movie Database that this movie had actually been a TV show or shot as a TV show because of just the lighting and the sets and music cues, just so much. And sure enough, that was the case. It had originally been a pilot for a spy show that I guess didn't pan out, so they decided they were going to make some money off of it, seeing how they already spent money on it, and they released it as a movie. But it just came off as a cheap 1960s TV show to me, and really not all that interesting of a show. So in this episode of Agent for Harm, the main agent, Adam Chance, he's trying to track down some, I don't know, I guess Russian or communist agents, foreign agents, who have this weapon that can turn, a gun that if you shoot someone with it, they can turn into this sort of goo. It's like a biological weapon. They shoot them with it, and all of a sudden people are, and they turn into like mushroom goo. And they have a plan to release it into the crops and, wipe out the United States of America. And he has to find, he finds the scientist who is behind it, who's defected to the United States. There's a little romance with his niece, and yeah, it was kind of boring. I didn't think Agent Chance was all that good of an actor. I did like that he was played by Peter Mark Richmond, who was in one of my favorite Friday the 13th. That's Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. He played Principal McCullough, which had leads to one of my favorite lines from the Friday the 13th movie, if not one of my favorite movie lines, which he didn't actually say. Someone said it to his character, and it was, "School's out, McCullough." I've always liked that line. That was the guy they're talking about. He played McCullough, the sort of smarmy principal who gets, thrown headfirst into a barrel of sewage. Anyway, back to Agents of Harm. Like I said, it just came off as an episode of a TV show that wasn't all that interesting. Also, I was not able to find a copy of Agent for Harm on its own. I had to watch a Mystery Science Theater 2000 episode where they made fun of it, so that was a little distracting. But aside from that, even if they weren't there, I don't think I would have really enjoyed this movie all that much. It's not terrible. It's kind of mediocre. I mean, they have their agent running around in a yellow cardigan sweater. Like, he wouldn't stick out or anything. And like I said, not that good of an agent. At one point, he's in the back of a van. The bad guy's in front driving. He garrots the guy, to go, and he starts telling him, "Hey, do as I say, or I'll kill you." But he keeps pressuring that garrote, strangling him, till the guy just dies. And there he's driving the van down a cliff of all things, and then the agent has to jump out so before the van goes off the cliff. And and like I said, not the greatest secret agent in the world. So let's see. My movie scale is usually how much money I spent to see this. Well, I didn't spend any money to see it, but we're going to go with $8.50. That's the normal price of a movie theater ticket. And I think I'll drop it down to about $6.50. And that's it for now. On to the next movie.